Well, today's topic is a sensitive one. Today we're going to talk about loss and grief, and specifically ours.
Okay.
So, just want to give a warning if this triggers anyone. I apologize. This has just been, we're just talking about our experience on miscarriage today.
All right.
So, I'm not going to make it without crying. I already feel it. Ugh, gosh. So, here we go. So, first of all, we have two beautiful children. Two boys, Jamal and Jason. They are great kids. They really are great kids.
Yeah.
Very different from each other, but have brought a lot of joy and excitement to our lives. That's been, kind of interesting and everything. Jamal is our oldest, born in 2014. And then Jason is our youngest, born in 2023. So there's quite an age gap between them. So just a little bit, but I think that was God's perfect design, because Jamal is an amazing big brother. Acts like Jason is his child. It will tell you Jason is his child, so,
Paid his daycare to him.
Basically, what did he tell us the other day? He's mine, I pay the bills. Where?
Well, yeah.
What bills you paying? But anyways, I think when Jamal was about, he was about 4 or 5, when he was like, I want another sibling, I want another brother. This was like right as pandemic started.
Yeah.
And we were living with your parents. We lived with his parents for a few months and everything. But, and we had discussions about having another child. But, the situation we were in at the time wasn't, exactly the right situation to be talking about having another child.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of put it off until we got settled, got our new house and everything. And then I think we started having conversation like end of 2020, beginning of 2021, that, we want to start trying.
Yeah.
So, we did that. We did what you have to do to try. I mean, did those things. And I found out I was pregnant. It was May 2021. It was like right after Mother's Day, I think. I found out I was pregnant or whatever. And, took the home test and all that kind of stuff. And, at the doctor's office, well, you call the doctor, let them know, oh, I believe I'm pregnant. And they don't see you right away, which I think is kind of weird. But, they wait until you're about 8 weeks until they finally see you for your first appointment or whatever. I think in my case, it was like maybe 7 weeks, so I had to wait. But I think we told our family early this time.
Yeah.
We were on vacation and kind of told them, which I guess in hindsight, maybe not. I probably wouldn't have. No, I think I still would have, because our pregnancy with Jamal was like, we knew around the same time then, and told our parents then before my first appointment. And, there was no issues or complications with Jamal. So, yeah, I probably still would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
But I remember Jamal being very protective, telling me what I could and could not eat. We were out of town at family functions, and he'll walk up to me, he's like, Mom, you can't eat that. You're pregnant. You can't eat that. Or you need to eat more vegetables, or you need to do that. And I was like, no, this little boy ain't trying to regulate what I eat. like, what, 5 or 6 at this time, trying to tell me how to eat. And it was like saying, you're pregnant, excuse me. You can have one of those, but you need to eat. I was like, hold up. Just kind of just trying to tell me what to do and all that kind of stuff. It was just very interesting. It was like very protective and like, hey, you need to do this, blah, blah, blah. like he had been here before. It was so interesting to see. And so finally made it to the first appointment. And, you know, they do the ultrasound and everything. And not to be too graphic, but they had to do like a vaginal ultrasound since it was such an early, because it was in the early stages of pregnancy. They do a vaginal ultrasound and they're like, they didn't see anything. I'm like, what do you mean? You know, they're like, well, we don't see anything. Maybe it's because it's too early. You'll need to come back in a couple of weeks and we'll do it again. So I was like, okay, you know, all right, you know, just moved along. And then we went back with a couple of weeks. And they did the ultrasound again. And but this time the doctor was like, we see a sac, but there's no, basically, in layman's terms, there was no baby in the sac. Like you formed the sac, but there's no egg, there's nothing growing. And so it's a non-viable pregnancy. And this particular doctor, she was just very matter of fact about it, which for someone who had never experienced a miscarriage was kind of like weird. How was that experience for you?
Weird.
It was weird.
Especially like she said it, like, but as for the husband or the man, you go in and being that you already had a child, you going in there, you just going through the motions.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see the nurse like moving differently, acting weird, but they're not really telling you what's going on. So you just left like, what's going on? You know, and then they, you know, the nurse going in and out the room and all this kind of stuff. And then they finally come back and tell you it's a, you know, a non-viable pregnancy. And you're like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
We don't know what that means, you know. I was just waiting to see the baby, you know. And, you know, all this stuff is happening in real time. You just looking like confused because you're trying to figure out what's going on. And they're not really saying what it is. And then you finally realize, oh, wife had a miscarriage.
Yeah. And so then they give you your options of like, okay, you can either take this medicine to kind of speed up the process of the tissue expelling from your body, or you can have surgery to have it, you know, have it surgically removed. You know, I'm thinking, okay, I'll take the medicine. They're telling you, oh, you're going to experience cramps and you're going to be bleeding. It's going to be like having a period. I just have to pause there because that's not what it was. But anyways, I said, okay, I'll take the medicine. I really didn't want to have surgery if I didn't have to have surgery. That wasn't the option I wanted to choose. I chose the latter. I took the medicine instead. And so, you know, they send you a prescription for it, which I don't think I told you. But when I went to go pick up the prescription, I knew the person who was giving me the prescription.
Right.
So that felt kind of weird, you know. You hadn't told the whole world that you're pregnant, but here it is, someone that you know, knowing this is like medicine to like, quote unquote, abort the baby, that's medically what a miscarriage is, which I hate that terminology. But so that was kind of awkward. I'm like, she's like, okay, here you go. And I'm like, thanks. And yeah, so I knew the person working at the pharmacy, and they gave me the medicine, and not super close to her, but I just knew who knew who the person was. And so, you're just following the the prescription, the instructions on what you're supposed to do to expel this from your body. And, you're experiencing cramps and things like that, like you would if you were having your menstrual cycle and things like that. But what they didn't tell you, it is nothing, at least from my experience, like having a period at all. Nothing. I have never experienced anything like that in my life. And I wish someone would have told me, because, and I think I scared you, because the amount of blood that's coming out of you, the sac from the pregnancy coming out, they do not warn you about it. I don't think saying, oh, you're going to have cramps and it's going to be like a period, is accurately describing what is happening to your body. And I wish the doctor at that time, as nice as she is, I wish she would have explained that in more depth to me as someone who had never had a miscarriage. Miscarriages are common. They are. But if you never had one, if you never experienced one, you just don't know what is happening to your body. And I just wish it was explained a little bit more to me. Like, how did you feel in that moment when you saw me? It was bad, y'all.
Yeah.
It was really bad, because I think at the time I'm like crying and probably screaming at the same time.
Yep.
And then at the same time telling him, I'm okay, back up. Like, I'm telling him, don't come near me, don't come, I got it. Like, I would not let him help me in that moment, which in hindsight sounds real crazy. But in that moment, I was just like, just go, let's go, I got it. I guess I didn't want you to see me like that.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Because even from you describing it, I don't even know if I want to see it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what I do.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I just remember, because I was asleep and I just felt this sensation come over. I'm like, oh my goodness, bleeding, because you wear pads or whatever. And so I'm like, get up and go to the bathroom. And I'm like, oh my God, this is way more than what's happening. I'm like, go away, I got it. Just go away. I'm like, go away. Yeah, it was just kind of a traumatic experience. I just wish I knew more. I just wish I would have known more in that moment. Yeah.
So I know I just stay close to the bathroom. If she need me, then she'll say something, but I just let her have that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That was really hard, and then after the tissue is expelled and all that, they have you go back to the doctor to make sure everything has been dispelled as it's supposed to be. So, that was our first miscarriage.
Yeah.
Very difficult. Had a lot of questions, like, why would my body betray me like that? It's kind of like the questions I had in my mind. So yeah, it was just a very hard experience.
Yeah.
So
yep, definitely was.
Yeah.
Definitely was.
Yeah. So we didn't, that took like a month or so to get through that. I don't think we even talked about trying again or whatever, and just kind of left it alone. And then found out we were pregnant again in the same year in November. We actually went on a trip to see the Brits for Davin's birthday. And then I thought I maybe
Yeah.
So when I got back, we took a test, and there it was. You're pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're so excited.
Mm-hmm.
We're pregnant again, and just going down that same little path. But this time, we decided not to tell anybody. We didn't tell anybody that, we were pregnant. It was just between the two of us, because when we had the miscarriage earlier, it was very hard on Jamal. Like, he took it to heart. He was so upset. He was like, why did it happen? And, he was just very, very upset. And it was just a lot going on during that time. And even to the point, he was like, I told you, you have to eat a certain way. You have to. I said, Jamal, baby, it's not, it had nothing to do with that, and trying to explain that to like a 6-year-old was just very difficult.
Yeah.
So we had great people around us. So I had so he had a hard time with that. There would be times when we'll be riding to school and he would just get quiet and have quiet moments, or I'll see him back there, he's like crying a little bit and things like that. So that was kind of hard for him. He took a little hard, but then I think he was okay. But we found out we were pregnant again, and we went to the doctor's appointment. Same thing, doing the ultrasound. They're looking and everything, and this time we see a baby. I was so excited and like, oh, there's a baby and everything. And then all of a sudden, the nurse was like, oh, hold on a second, I need a doctor to come in here. So it was my doctor, my usual OBGYN, very familiar with him. He delivered Jamal. And he took a look and he was like, get dressed and let's go into the office and talk. So he brought us into his office and proceeds to tell us that the baby is actually in my fallopian tube. That's not where the baby is supposed to be, not supposed to be growing there, and that it was a non-viable pregnancy and that I need to have surgery immediately so the tube wouldn't rupture. I was prepared in my mind to hear miscarriage again, but nothing prepared me for that. Like, that was not what I was expecting to hear. And when he said it, I remember saying, that's not what I was expecting for you to tell me, and I was prepared for everything else except that. I just wasn't, because before he even came in the office, I was like, okay, I'm prepared for him to say it's a miscarriage. So I said, this time I'm going to do the surgery. Like, we were having a conversation about it before he even walked in. Like, okay, my mind is prepared for that. But then he brought out a model and was showing me where the baby was and, how it was non-viable. And what was the question? You asked him a question. Like, you asked him, is it not possible to
is it not possible for you to move the baby? If that's all, that's the issue. And he pretty much said no.
Yeah. Because I think it was a type of miscarriage. So there's different types of miscarriage. This was an ectopic pregnancy, and even more rare is a type of ectopic pregnancy I had. It's called coronal ectopic pregnancy. So the baby was in the tube, and I think they also had to remove a part of my uterus. So to hear that news was devastating.
Yeah.
What were you feeling in that moment?
A lot of emotions. Again, when we was in the room to see the baby, and the same situation, nurse going in and out. And then when her OBGYN came in and talked and told us what was going on, exactly what was going on. I wasn't expecting to hear that, especially after we saw the baby. And we saw the baby. And I saw the heartbeat. So I'm sitting there confused because I'm looking at the baby in the ultrasound and you telling me that we got to get rid of it. And not only that, you telling me that my wife got to have surgery right now. And if she don't have the surgery, she gonna die. And I know that's the part that we was kind of overlooking, but it's like, if that didn't happen, there's a chance she wouldn't even be here. So all that's happening there in real time, real fast, to the point we didn't even have time to like process what's going on.
Yeah.
It was just like, we gotta move now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
when the doctor walked out the room, I remember just wailing. I know the whole doctor's office heard it. I know the whole doctor's office heard it because I was crying from my soul. I was just like, I was saying, it's okay. And I don't know why I have such a bad habit of doing that, but I was really crying and saying, it's okay. And I was like, no, it's not okay. It's not okay. Yeah. I wailed, and then I was like, okay, we gotta get moving. Why do we do that? Why? I don't know why we do that as women. Like, we just, okay, I've had my tears. I got stuff I gotta do. That's literally where my mind went.
Just being strong. Over time you build that mind state where you just always handling stuff all the time. So when you do need to just let it go and let loose, you don't, because you're so used to just being that strong woman.
Yeah. Because we literally left the doctor's office and this just went into, okay, I gotta call my job, tell them I'm not gonna be in. I had to it was literally back to back to back. I have to do this, da, 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 da. I'm having surgery tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
That was just difficult. And then we had to go and tell our family because our family didn't know that we were pregnant again. And here you are again in the same year telling them, hey, I'm pregnant, but not really, because I have to have surgery now to have this baby removed. That's just so hard. to have to tell your family that. And I remember going to my parents' house first and letting them know what happened, and like the look on my mom's face, like almost like she was so sad this was happening to her child. That's the way she looked at me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember them praying for us, and then we went over to your parents' house because that's where Jamal was.
Mm-hmm.
Then having to tell him again.
Yeah.
He was like, "Wait, you're pregnant? Like, what?" And then to see him cry, he was just, I just wish, it's just something that you wish no one would have to go through. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was just very hard. And so we were just calling all the people we need to call, letting them know what was going on, what the situation was, and just like, okay, she's going into surgery the next day. And I do want to pause and just mention my doctor, Dr. David Miller, an amazing doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So empathetic. When the situation happened, he was like, oh, come on, let's go into office, let's talk. He explained everything that was going on. He was like, I'm so sorry. Like, he's an amazing doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he a Christian too, because all the stuff in his office, he has like little sayings and stuff in his, I was like, okay, so thank you so much, Dr. Miller. If you ever happen to see this, I thank you so much for just the care that you've always had when it comes to dealing with a very sensitive situation. Yeah, an amazing doctor. Like, he's my OB now. Like, and we talk like we friends because, hell, I mean, you done seen everything at this point. And so,
yeah, I really like him as well.
Yeah.
For that fact that he did explain everything.
Mm-hmm.
To where, I can understand what's going on with my spouse.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And, the other nurses, they were just going, you're having this, and this. I'm like, well, what is that?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Explain to me what's really going on.
Right.
So I appreciate him just sitting us down and explaining everything in detail.
Yeah.
To where I can understand what's exactly going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the day of surgery,
Mm-hmm.
and we go in, and we tried to be lighthearted. It was like trying to be very lighthearted. You do all your pre-op stuff, and they take you back and take your blood pressure, get you all set up for surgery, and we're just kind of sitting there waiting and talking and stuff. And then I think they gave me the medicine that's supposed to put me to sleep. I remember us laughing and talking and all of that, and they were getting ready to roll me in, and I don't know if you asked me, somebody asked me, but I remember saying I'm sleepy.
Yeah. They gave you some good drugs.
Okay, because the next thing you know, I'm knocked out and I'm waking up in post-op. I don't remember anything. I just remember, going to sleep and waking up.
Yeah.
So, and, dealing with, some pain later on, but they had, they give you all the prescriptions for the pain medicine and things like that. And I do remember maybe like a couple of days later or so, just feeling like this sense of emptiness, like something was missing. Like, kind of just wanting to be, I wanted to be in a depressed state. I just wanted to not be bothered, but this guy wouldn't let me. He would not let my spirits be down at all. And then, so that was like an outpatient surgery. So I went in that morning, came home that afternoon. I remember my mom being there, with us, and so when I came home that afternoon, got me all settled and everything, and then my sisters came over Friday night since you had the gig to go to. They came over and, spent time with me because I know you didn't want to go to that gig.
No,
He
I did
didn't,
not.
but we had been planning it for months. And I was like, just go, just go and come home. My sisters will be here. They kept me company. I think we ate, we watched movies, talked and stuff like that. And they kept me company while he was gone. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to do that gig at all. Not at all. Especially after all that just happened.
Yeah.
But like I say, rain or shine, no matter how you feel, I'm always do my best.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and did it, and I just thank God for our family.
Absolutely.
They definitely step in when we need help all the time. So I do appreciate them a lot.
Yeah.
So I just did what I had to do and came back home like she said.
Yeah. And they kept Jamal busy too. I think was that when he was doing that movie thing with the church or something?
Was it? That was during that time?
I think it was during that time. Yeah. So your mom made sure he got to the movie set and was doing all of that stuff. So they kept him busy. So he didn't have time to be thinking about it. But, my son Jamal is very much an empath and notices everything and will be quick to be like, Mommy, are you okay? Why are you looking sad? He's just very that kid. He's very much that kid. So, but they kept him busy during that time while, we were at home and everything after surgery. So, where do we go from there? Okay, so here's the crazy part. I had the surgery on Thursday. I'm back at work on Monday. How crazy is that?
Very.
And nobody made me. That's the thing. It's not like my manager was like, oh, hurry on back to work now. She wasn't like that at all. She was like, are you sure you need to take your time? I think I might have worked from home or something. But I was very much like, oh, back on it. And I might have went back Tuesday. No, I think I went back Monday. I was like, oh, I just need the weekend, which is just insane. Why not take that time to you just had a loss. Not only did you have surgery, you lost something. Why wouldn't you just take that time to grieve?
But were you taking that? Were you going back to work so you wouldn't have to think about it?
Probably. But sometimes I think you need to sit in stuff. You need to sit and just really reflect, not to the point of depression. That's probably why I went back to work, though, because I probably would have been in a state of depression. Even though he didn't allow that, which is annoying. I wanted him to just let me be in my feelings, and he would not let me be in my feelings at all.
No.
One thing that you did that I didn't like, it's going to sound bad, but we're here. I didn't like that you said you're so strong, because in that moment I felt very weak and I didn't want to be strong. I just wanted to, for lack of a better word, I wanted to collapse. I just wanted to just be in my feelings about what happened. I very much felt like, it's a bad word, a failure. How could this happen to you twice in 1 year, girl? That's how I felt. And this is, you gotta have a rare ectopic pregnancy. You can't even be regular. You gotta have, it's just gotta be extreme with you, doesn't it? That's how I felt inside. Almost like you're not worthy. It's so silly. Just, saying it out loud, it sounds really silly. Like,
yeah, it's not silly. I mean, um, there's a poem that I heard not too long ago, and it's on my Facebook feed. I shared it, and this is pretty much what she was talking about. How in her poem is she's talking about how this person is saying all these negative things about her and these negative comments about her, and she's like ready to go to war with that person and like beat them up because all these negative things that she's saying. But by the end of the poem, you realize it's her subconscious mind, and that is what I was after in you.
yeah,
Get those to fight those negative thoughts and let you know that it's not your fault.
yeah,
And this is common, unfortunately, and with women, and it just so happened to you.
yeah,
But this is not the end.
yeah,
And I was okay with you crying and wailing and all that stuff. Get it out, please. But at the end of the day, this is not it for you.
yeah,
So that's what I was after. So, yeah, I was saying you were strong in those weak moments to build you back up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, he did. Might not have accepted it at that time,
No, he didn't.
but he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He didn't like force anything on me. He was just there as support. Like he just, okay, you need to cry, cry, you know. But he made sure everything was just okay. Like, and then it's me, I'm like, are you okay? And he was like, no, are you okay? But I didn't want to ignore that he had emotion and feelings about it too. Like he was grieving too. He lost something too. I mean, I know it was happening to my body, but he lost something too. Like I did not want to ignore that or forget that because it was your loss too. It wasn't, I was not by myself. I did not create this baby by myself. You were very much a part of that. Yeah. So I didn't want to forget that you lost too. That was just me trying to check in with you. I didn't want to be so caught up in how I was feeling to forget. I didn't want to forget. I just didn't want to forget you. I just wanted you to know that it was your loss too.
It was my loss too.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to lose too. And I wasn't going to lose you. So I mustered up enough strength to make sure you are lifted up. Because I'm always look up. And I know where my strength comes from. And that's where I got it. And as long as I got it, I'm gonna make sure you get it. So that was my only concern at that time, was you. So I know we was both going through, but you got most of it. So I was like, no, we're gonna fight through this. So that's where I was at. I'm not gonna lose you in that situation. That was my only concern.